Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of The Trans Corner. I am your host, Bruce Anderson. So this video, I'm sorry to say, is going to be a bit heavy, only because, and we're not going to talk about mental health like I alluded to in the last two episodes, again, only because the last couple of weeks, there were a couple of incidents, nefarious crimes, I will say, that has been gripping the media, both here in Canada and in the United States. And something about it is just rubbing me the wrong way, and it has to do with the reaction and the ignorance and the hate of commenters online. So to that end, I am talking about the Tumbler Ridge, BC school shooter. I'm talking about the Rhode Island parent who shot and killed his ex-wife and his kids at a hockey arena during a game. So that's what we're here to talk about. So I want to first start off with my deepest sympathies and condolences to the victims, to the families affected. Rest in peace of those who had passed away. For those who have passed away, I hope you can find peace in the hereafter, even though your lives were cut short. To the victims that are fighting for their lives in the hospital, I hope you do succeed in coming out on the other end, and I really hope that you make a swift recovery and a full recovery, whatever that may look like, depending on your injuries. And my heart goes out to all these people that have been adversely affected. So good, got that part out of the way, because that's very important. The part I'm not going to get into, give me a second here. This part I am angry. I am angry about. And here's why. I understand that the the Tumbler Ridge shooter was a transgender female. I understand that the parent at the hockey arena was a transgender female. However, with that being said, that does not give anybody in this country or in the United States the goddamn right to fill every last single media article in the coverage of this with so much hate and ignorance, and pretty much putting a target on all of us transgender people's backs. That's not okay. Listen, anti-trans violence is already on the rise across Canada, never mind the United States, for a lot of different reasons. And all these hateful comments I keep seeing are just adding more fuel to a goddamn fire. And it's wrong. Listen, the statistics are shown that 95 to 98% of mass shooters are biological males with aggressive tendencies, narcissistic personalities, and a slew of other mental health problems. Family annihilators, like that parent in Rhode Island that became a family annihilator and committed familicide. Well, obviously, that person not only had a narcissistic personality, but there was clearly evidence of something else mentally going on in that person's head. The BC school shooter, there was, according to the media, the RCMP here in Canada visited his house, his parents' house, multiple times on mental health calls. There was concerns because there was guns in the home. The guns were seized, even though the mother, who is, rest in peace, the mother was the lawful owner of those guns. They still took it away because of the shooter's mental state. The mother petitioned the court to get all the guns back, and she was successful in doing so. That BC school shooter, I don't know where anyone got this video, but it's circling around social media of that shooter having a full-on mental breakdown in the form of psychosis, okay? And that video has been circulating, and it's clear as day in that video that individual had a lot of issues. But again, had nothing to do with being transgender. The The Rhode Island shooter had nothing to do with being transgender. And I hate that we're perpetuating that. Oh, it's the HRT this, it's the transgenderism that. No, it's not. No, it's actually not. Listen, I'm on heavy duty HRT, okay? And nowhere in my mind, my body, does my HRT make me turn around, grab a gun, and go and hurt people, go and kill people, go and harm people. I don't have an evil bone in my body, and I'm not just saying that, it's flipping true. Okay? I hate weapons. I don't like weapons. I don't like weapons to be around me. I am the last person in this entire world that's going to pick up a gun and do that. And I could never, ever do that. And I'm transgender. I've been transitioning for 2 years. I'm on heavy duty HRT. Not once does that go through my mind. Ever. So to paint all of us transgender individuals because of two bad apples is ridiculous. Look, with me personally, I just want to live my life and be who I am authentically. That's it. I am diagnosed with gender dysphoria, which, hello, transgender, transitioning, HRT, surgeries, da-da-da-da, bingo. But I just want to live my life and be who I am authentically. Live my life to the fullest as best I can, and hopefully one day have my own family, have a husband, actually get married and have a husband, and, have a life. But a life, that's a good life. That's not a life based on violence or this, that, or the other thing. That's who I am. And also who I am a natural defender and protector of other people. Point plain simple, especially if you're a loved one of mine and you got put in harm's way. I will go to war for you. In public, throughout my life, I have encountered instances in public where an innocent person is getting attacked, harassed, or whatever. I have literally jumped in and put myself in harm's way to protect the person that was getting attacked, harassed, whatever. I have had car accidents. I'm walking out of a shopping mall in a car accident right there in the parking lot, right there on the street, depending what mall it is. I have had more than a couple of times where a car accident happened right in front of me, and my gut reaction right away, as soon as the two vehicles collided like that, I immediately dashed out into the middle of the parking lot, into the middle of the busy street. Because yes, it's happened once in the parking lot and once in the busy street. And I literally went into the chaos. I went into the debris, and I made sure that the people in the accident were going to be okay. I got people who got 911. I administered first aid CPR. I have come across people on the street overdosing, where I live, overdosing, and I always carry Narcan on me. I'm Red Cross certified, and I go and save that person's life and do what I have to do so with the Narcan and then some, okay? We're not all monsters. We are actually people who just want to live our lives. And listen, I already don't like what my so-called community is doing out there, and it's putting targets on my back unnecessarily. And the way I've been treated by my own community anyways is whatever. So I don't even associate with my own community. I'd rather not to. I don't even go to Pride. I'd rather not to, because I know what it's all about, and I just the stuff they're doing I'm not okay with. So I'm a very different kind of transgender person who doesn't put up a shit, but who also just wants to live her life, be who she is, have a family, have a husband, be a law-abiding citizen, and live life to the fullest. So seeing all these negative comments is just fueling the anti-trans violence. And even here in Ontario, anti-trans violence is on the rise. Just back in October, a 25-year-old trans guy was targeted. His entire apartment was burnt down. His body is still missing. His dog died in the fire. And the reason I say his body is still missing, because he's still missing. There's no way in hell that he's alive, because if he was, I'm sorry to say I'm being too blunt here, but if he was alive, he would have showed up. So his body, he's clearly not alive. His body's somewhere, and hopefully the body is found soon and returned to his family, so the family can get peace and closure. So that's just one example. We don't need to perpetuate hate and ignorance and to elicit more violence. It's not okay. And it's putting people like me, who are genuine, who are innocent, who are undeserving of this bullshit, at risk. It's putting people like me, in harm's way. It's not okay. It needs to fucking stop. We gotta stop with the transgender bullshit narrative. Oh, how we get to join HRT? Biological females who are on HRT because of menopause, or because of pregnancy, or because of this, that, or the other thing. Why aren't they going out to commit crimes? That's right, because it's not the HRT. It's not the medications. Before you tell me otherwise, it has to do with underlying mental health conditions that are either diagnosed and not treated, or misdiagnosed, or not diagnosed at all. And the mental health system failed. But the HRT being transgender does not feel that, does not make that worse. No, it does not. It's the pre-existing. Point plain and simple. The chemicals in the HRT do not do, even with underlying mental health conditions, do not do what people are saying that they're doing. It doesn't work that way. It's scientifically and medically impossible, and it's proven. Like, enough is enough. Like, I am pissed. I am pissed that people are more focused on that, with the hate and the ignorance, than focusing on the families, focusing on the victims, focusing on the ones that got killed. Because I'm more so focused, because on two isolated incidents, yes, they're nefarious crimes, but those individuals just happen to be transgender. Meanwhile, we're forgetting that it's the biological straight white males who contribute 95 to 98% of all mass shootings statistically, who pick up weapons and intimidate others, pick up weapons and hurt others, pick up weapons and kill others. Not transgender, not biological female, biological straight white men. God damn. And like, two bad apples don't make up the rest of us. That sure shit does not make up me and does not define me. It's not, and I refuse to be painted in that light by strangers on the internet. Like, it's ridiculous, because it's feeling hate. It's going to feel the anti-trans violence. And listen, if I'm ever out in public and I get attacked, I get jumped or whatever, because of being what or who I am, that person has to come into them. Because not only will I defend myself well, that person is just going to get a wrath. Because no one's going to take me by surprise. No one's going to jump me, and no one's going to attack me just because I am who I am. That's just not going to work. I will not let that happen. That will be me going down fighting. Literally. No problem. No issue. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit fidgety. I've been vibrating the last 2 weeks, and it's just getting annoying. Like, we gotta stop. Like, the shooter in Rhode Island was a sociopath with narcissistic personality. Clearly, the BC shooter. That psychosis, that is something so serious that's having zero to do with being transgender or having gender dysphoria. It has zero to do with it. Who was in psychosis so many times, and according to the other media reports, doing psychedelics, doing illegal drugs, doing this, that, and the other thing. The mental health system, the authorities clearly failed this person. But it had nothing to do with this person's transition. Being an HRT. No! Oh, God. Like, when I look at the photo of the videos of the BC school shooter, I see a very troubled, lost soul who was escalating. And it was escalating for years. When I look at the picture, videos or whatever, of the Rhode Island shooter, I see a sociopath right off the cuff. Just like that. I see a sociopath with a narcissistic personality who is only a matter of time. Like, that person's smile in their photos just gives me the creeps. I clocked it right away. Just the first time I saw that person's photo. I'm like, yep. I read that person like a book. right away. Just like with the BC school shooter. I read that person like a book. And I know what's up. I've been around one too many times. I have dealt, seen, and heard things within my lifetime that a lot of people out there will never have to experience, see, or hear in their lifetime. Also, I have studied and did exceedingly well in criminology. Yes, I have criminology under my belt. So I know exactly how this happened. I know exactly what could have precipitated this. And I do know it's zero to do with being transgender, having gender dysphoria, transitioning, and HRT, this, any other thing. And listen, me medically, I have to go through a lot of medical reviews, follow-ups. I'm on, my medication, obviously. I'm going to go through a lot of medical tests. I'm jumping through, a lot of hoops to get a surgery date confirmation. So if anything were to go wrong, per se, let's just put it that way, my family doctor and the team of people around me would clock it like that and put a stop to it like that. I have my family doctor. I've got other medical professionals involved. I place these medical professionals. Because I like to think of, I'm the director. I'm in the director's seat of my transition. So it is up to me to put these medical professionals exactly where I need them, so that way they can do the best job to help me as I go through this. And I did, and I have, and it's working beautifully. So, just saying. So the moral of this episode is, start looking at the actual more serious, nefarious factors than just jumping to conclusions, jumping with ignorance, uneducated opinions, the hate, the rhetoric. Stop with all that. And then think about the victims, think about the families affected, think about the ones that got killed, that had their life shortened because someone took it upon themselves, whether it was psychosis or not, sociopath or not, but still took it upon themselves to take their lives. That's what we should be focusing on. Not this hate-filled bullshit. Ridiculous. So enough is enough. I've had it. So enough is enough. And if you don't like it, get the hell out. Go left stage. I'm out of here. Don't have time for this. Okay, Prue. Alright. God, this makes me angry. Anyways, take what you will from this video. I don't care. I really don't. I had to do this video. Enough is enough. And the last 2 weeks has just been making me vibrate. So that's it for this episode. Again, rest in peace to all the victims and the families, and to the ones that got killed. I hope some way, somehow, you all can find peace and solace despite the tragedy that has happened. I will catch you guys on the flip side of next Sunday's video, where I hopefully events telling that I will be touching base on the mental health video. Until then, stay safe, stay well, hit the subscribe button to be alerted every time I upload a video, which is every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll catch you guys all on the flip side of next Sunday. All right? Bye for now.